Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett, and today we are going to be doing a guide on Star Citizen. Now, this is a longer guide. I have a short guide that all you need to know to get into the game, but this one it gives you a little bit more explanation, so note that. But anyways, as far as things goes, this if you want to play the game, not really sure about it, you can actually play it for free. A lot of people don't know this, but you can actually play it for free during Free Flight Week. Free Flight Week is basically a promo that the developers do, CIG, and this is kind of like a full access demo for the week. You get the starter ship, and basically you can do whatever you want from there and experience the full game. Note that you do not get all the high tier ships from the get-go. You have to earn your way to get them. And note that pretty much any ship that's flyable could be purchased. What they do is a lot of time is, say for example, if they release a ship this next update, then an update after that tends to be able to be purchasable in the game, sometimes even rentable in the game. And so I'll explain more about that in a second. But anyways, you can play the game for free for that week, and if you don't like it, then no harm, no foul. But if you do like it, then you can buy a package to keep playing. So as far as that goes, when you do buy it, you can actually go ahead and use my referral code, and this will actually give you some stuff, and also me, but will basically help you out quite a bit on this. And what you can get if you go ahead and buy a starter package, you can get a ship plus the actual game, or the ship plus game plus a standalone game. So the standalone game, Squadron 42, if you aren't sure about that or never heard of that or where it may be, feel free to check all the resources that you want on that particular game. It's not out yet, but when you beat it, whenever it does come out, you will get some stuff for Squadron 42. You don't need Squadron 42 to play Star Citizen. You don't need Star Citizen to play Squadron 42, so just note that. And you can buy Squadron 42 standalone here. Some people do it. So just note all that, and note the price difference. You'll be paying quite a bit more. But if we get into here, what we can see is several different types of ships, and the lowest price you can get is $45 for just the base game itself. And you could get this one, but I would recommend staying away from that. What I recommend is just going with the Aurora and building up from there. A lot of people, they go with the Avenger Titan and go up from there. It's a pretty good ship. It's an all-around ship, but for the most part, the Aurora is good enough in my opinion, because by the time that you go ahead and start buying another ship in a game, it's going to outmatch the Avenger Titan anyway, so there's no real point into it, and you're likely to get there a lot quicker than you may think, especially if you go meet up with some friends and they help you out along the way. So as far as that goes, if we get into the thing, you can click more info to actually see all this stuff included. So you get the ship obviously, but a hangar, some money. Note that we're dealing with UBC on this, but in the game right now it's AUC, and what this is Alpha UBC. UBC is just the in-game currency. So 3-month insurance, and all what that means is for your first 3 months of having a ship, you don't have to worry about paying for insurance. Note that this is not within the game itself. It's likely to be much later on. It's not really a serious thing for the developers to work on right now, so you don't have to really worry about this. You just get free insurance no matter what, no matter what ship you have, no matter what length, and it doesn't really apply. And chances are that wouldn't apply anyways, because the updates happen more frequently than that. So and character resets can probably wipe that problem anyways. So what you're looking at is likely this will only apply once the game is fully out anyways, and since it's a starter ship, that shouldn't be really big of a deal. Now, in case you are wondering about insurance prices currently, you can actually find it here. If you look up the ship and then make sure that you go to this third-party tool, it'll tell you the actual insurance costs, time, and whatnot. So if we go back to the thing, you get the game, the Squadron 42 game, and also the manual. So just note that for this particular for this particular package. So as far as that goes, do you need to buy other ships? Do you need to buy ship upgrades? Do you need to buy stuff from subscription stores and stuff like that? The answer is no. So a subscription store right now, if we take a look at that information, basically you can actually go to bunkers and other places and actually get a lot of the subscription items. Even going trading outposts, you can actually find some stuff there, the subscription items. So just note that. The upgrades, some of them are not within the game yet, but a lot of them are, rolling out over time, and you can buy it as it comes out within the game. So I wouldn't worry about that. And all ships, once it becomes flyable, is normally an update after that. You can buy it within the game and sometimes even rent it. So if we take a look at this, the Constellation, it's a pretty nice ship. If we go to here, we can see that to buy it, it will cost this amount. To rent it, it would cost these amount for a given day. Now if you were to buy it with real money, so just note all that you can actually type up whatever ship and figure out what it takes to buy it, and do a little bit of research and you can figure out where to buy it from. But for the most part, you can buy all the ships, all the stuff within the game, and if not, then you will be able to at some point in the future. So next that I want to touch on is the patch notes. Some people will look at this and they get confused by it, and they might actually back off of playing the game. They might see something like database reset, and what the database reset does, it doesn't mean a full wipe. What it means is a character reset. So we take a look at the character reset. You go to settings and you go down to character reset. You can actually see it right here, and more or less it tells you right here what it is. All your stuff, basically anything that you buy or whatever, it will be there. Like if you buy a ship or whatever with in-game money, then and the servers are acting right and whatnot, and you do a reset. So if you buy a ship, say a month ago, and come back and say, oh, a bug happened, and you gotta do a reset, yeah, I won't worry about it. Your ship is probably gonna be there. So consumables and stuff like that, what we found is, for the most part at this time, is if you're wearing the items, like say for example food, drinks, ammo, whatever, then it tends to disappear. But if it's stored at a location, whether it's an outpost, whether it's a station or a city or whatever, it tends to actually be able to be saved. So just note that. Note that a lot of stuff. At this time, it's a hit or miss on that. So the other thing is the missions will be resetted. They can be the problem, which is why you are resetting them, but the reputation isn't resetted. So that's all that database reset means. Long-term persistent just means, is there a wipe or not? Simple as that. If it says enable, then that means there was no wipe. Now if we go back to where there was a wipe, and this is what it looks like. It says long-term persistence disabled, which means that there was a wipe, and it gives you detail. Now the reason why there was a wipe at 3.15 is because they implemented a new system. What this new system does is, if they need to wipe money and just money, they can do that. If they need to wipe reputation, they can wipe that. And they can basically wipe a targeted thing instead of the entire thing. Now note that they can do full wipe also, so keep an eye out on that type of stuff. So update to update, you could have that problem, but for the most part, they're trying to get away from full wipes, and they hadn't had it for a long time before 3.15. and they're about to have one as of now. So just note that with the next update there actually will be a wipe, but it looks like they're trying to make it as friendly as possible, so you don't have to worry about losing ships and whatnot. So as far as that goes, the next thing I want to talk about is terminology: PTU, PU, and evocality, and alpha. Alpha is just a generic thing, as far as I can tell, for early access. The game, it seems polished enough, in my opinion, should be in beta, but whatever. Now, as far as PTU versus PU, so evocality is basically the first wave when things get tested. They are under a NDA. You can become an evocality if you report enough bugs and interact with the community enough, but for the most part they're under NDA, get massive amount of bugs, but also has first eyes on things, so just note that. Now, with that one in mind, the next wave is the first wave PTU. This tends to be people like myself that are chairman, or those who are subscribers, that basically we get first wave PTU, and this is a smaller group versus everybody, and basically they can test things like network and whatnot. So if things are good on evocality, then it goes to PTU. If things are good at PTU, then it goes to wave 3, wave 2, wave 3 PTU. And then if things are good from there, then you go to live, or what's called PU, which is persistent universe. Note, PTU, anything that's done there will be wiped, not transferred over. You get like $13 million within there, so you can basically test whatever you want and play around. I highly advise checking that out if you have access, because you get to play around with ships that you normally would have a struggle getting, because again, $13 million. But this also allows you to figure out the development process and things. Now, most people, just like myself, just hang out with PU because everything's there, and you don't have to worry about the mass amount of bugs. Now, you still have to worry about some bugs, but it just should be noted that that is the actual main game into itself. So as far as that goes, if you got any questions or whatever, then feel free to leave that in the comment section, and I'll try to answer that as quickly as possible. Leave a like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next video. Hope you have a great day.